Now, as a content creator and somebody who does professional videography and photography, or paid photography and videography, I've been through my fair share of cameras. A lot of these I've previewed on my channel. Some of these are budget cameras and some of them are high-end cameras. So today I'm going to talk about another such essential budget camera that you can possibly pick up if you want to upgrade to a mirrorless camera as your next step in content creation. The camera in question is this. This is the Sony A7. This is the original Sony A7. This is essentially Sony's first full-frame mirrorless interchangeable lens camera. Right now you can pick up one of these bad boys for about 350 to 400 pounds used in the UK. Now, being a full-frame camera, it means that this thing has a 35mm full frame sensor and it takes pretty good photos and records pretty good video. It has capabilities of up to 1080p 60 fps, but it doesn't feature some of the newer filmmaking codecs or even things like S-Log color profiles. But being a full frame mirrorless camera, it means that you can still probably get the maximum use out of this if you know how. So this video is kind of in line with a previous video that I did about the Canon 5D Mark II, which is a legendary camera in its own right and an absolutely fantastic beast of a camera that's been used in high-end productions. But none of that matters if what you're going to be using this camera for is things like content creation and streaming. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now is a small recording of me right here in my studio setting, as I always am, filming a talking head video. As you can see, the quality of this little segment here, which is a lot of what I do on my channel, is pretty good. It's more than enough. The lighting is correct. The colors look quite accurate. Now, I'm not really going to complain about the minor things like the lack of S-Log, because really, in this kind of a setting, you don't really need it. It's still producing a very high quality image. It's capturing exactly what I needed to capture. Now, the other thing about this camera is it also has clean HDMI, because even some of the mirrorless cameras that came after this guy, such as the Canon M50, doesn't have clean HDMI. Having clean HDMI means that this can be used as a streaming camera or as a webcam, and it will do absolutely amazingly. Now, another thing it lacks is things like eye detection autofocus, because those are features that came out in later cameras. However, if you're going to be using this camera for things like talking head videos or for streaming, then the eye detection autofocus isn't an absolute must-have. The autofocus still works pretty well, and in static settings like this, you don't really need it. Now, another downside about this camera is it doesn't have a flip out screen. It has one of these weird flip kind of raise up screens, which a lot of the Sony cameras have had until quite recently. So if that's a deal breaker for you, then so be it. But really, you can just add on something as simple as an external monitor if you have access to one, and you'd still be able to see yourself while recording. In most cases, if you're using it as a static camera, you get the framing right, you leave it as it is, and you're good to go. Now, like I've always said, if you're in the market to buy a full frame mirrorless camera and you don't want to spend bucket loads on the Sony A7 IV or cameras like the Canon R5 or the R6 or whatever else is out there, then picking up cameras like the Sony A7 or even the Sony A7 II used is a very good idea. And especially if you're a brand new content creator, they have all of this basic features that you need to film your videos with. And then when you can afford it and it's no longer suiting your needs as a content creator, you can always upgrade. But for the price you're getting this at, you're not really going to lose a whole lot. And once you do upgrade, any lenses or any other kit that you buy with it will still be quite well compatible with the newer cameras too. So there's my kind of preview of the Sony A7. I've been playing around with it a little bit here and there, and it has been quite a good camera to use. If you want to check out the video I did about the Canon 5D Mark II or any of my other videos, then click the links to the screen right now. Until next time, guys, this is Kyle24 signing out.